were. Now, one gentleman, for example, what was his name? The fellow who did the dowsing in the library? Mike
Guska.
Guska. I couldn't remember that name. Mike Guska. Now, this is a rather nice gentleman. I can tell you that story rather fully.
Just one second, Randy, I'm sorry. For those on the forum, this guy is known as Edge.
Yeah, the rough edge, obviously. I didn't know that. There you go. Now I know. Of course, I never get on the forum, so I don't know these things. Mike Guska showed up after much negotiation on the telephone. Showed up, and he said that he could find gold. That's what his strength was. Oh, he can find anything, but he can find gold particularly. And he was going to come along with his own samples and his dowsing rods. Okay, that's fine. And I said, we can find a place right here at the foundation. We can find out in the yard at the back of the patio or the library or whatever. Oh, that sounds good. I can do it in the library. Okay, you'll do it in the library. He showed up, pulled a pickup truck into the parking space, and trundled out, and this is, a good 9:30 or so in the morning. He'd come quite a distance from Florida's west coast and stayed overnight along the way. And he showed up and walked into the library, and I said, first of all, you should test the floor to see that there aren't any false positives that you're going to get. Maybe there's a Volkswagen or a meteorite or something buried underneath the foundation, and that may show up, you see. And he said, oh, that's a good idea. It didn't occur to him. But he thought that would be a good idea when I suggested it. So we cleared out all the furniture, the huge glass table that's in there, and all of the chairs and everything, the rug, everything, all out. And he had nothing but a tile floor to work on. So he went back and forth. The dowsing stick started to bob around, and there's something here. And I got my little erasable marker and made a big X on the floor at that point. Said, so we'll avoid that point. All right. Went around. Oh, found another spot over here. Make a big X there. Check the X's up. Oh, he checked them out. Those are the only two spots. So those are the only two spots. So you can see what we're doing. We're laying the ground. We're giving them a blank canvas upon which to work, because we know that the excuses are afterwards. There's something else in here that was drawing the dowsing stick. You see. Well, we made sure that that wasn't going to happen, or we thought we were insuring against that. So we said, okay, Mike, styrofoam cups, will that interfere with you at all? No, no, not at all. All right, let me see the gold samples. Well, he went into his little suitcase, and he came up with a real chunk of gold, a big nugget, very rough formed, and it feels so good. There's something about the feel of gold that just naturally attracts me somehow. And it's heavy, as can be, really heavy. And so I looked at him and said, yes, I believe that's gold. Then he had some gold coins with him. And I handled those, okay, put those aside. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. And then he had a gold locket of some kind on a chain. And I said, well, now you choose what you're going to use. So, well, I'll go for the gold nugget. I thought that, good choice, good choice. And I said, we have here 10 styrofoam cups and 10 opaque lids that snap onto them, and we will mark them very obviously. Big black magic marker, 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 10. And I said, we will choose at random one of these numbers, and I had a bag full of ping pong balls, 10 ping pong balls, I should say, and they were all numbered 1 to 10. Figures, doesn't it? And I said, we will choose one of these at random. I said, we'll do a dry run right now. Now this is absolutely necessary to these tests. They love to claim, as soon as they've failed, that conditions weren't right. There was something like the vibrations were on, the humidity, temperature, whatever, Jupiter and Sagittarius. There's always some sort of excuse as to why it didn't work. So we wanted them to do a test run to start with to show that his dowsing powers were working. He thought that was absolutely unnecessary, and I said, no, we insist on that. So we chose the ball, and that was cup number so-and-so. He had placed them around on the floor, avoiding the two dreaded X's, of course. And those were good positions, he thought, sufficiently far apart. And I said, okay, go and put the gold in number 2, whatever it was. Put the lid on. The lids are on all of them, okay. Now he knew where it was. We knew where it was. Now Linda was with me on this experiment, so she witnessed it all the way through. And he walked over, went to the cups, and choom, down it went, number 2. I mean, dramatically, down it went. No question of it. He said, oh, you can see how strong the force is. Yeah, right. And so we said, okay, mark on the test list that when you knew where it was, it went down at number 2, and that was correct. Check mark. The bottom. So we did it again, choosing the ping pong ball each time so he'd get used to the system we were going to be using. Okay, he got 10 out of 10. Surprisingly. Absolutely 100% results. I said, now are you convinced that your dowsing powers are working? He said, oh, they're very strong, yes. I said, okay. A little sheet of paper there that had his agreement on it, that conditions are optimum for me being successful. And at the bottom, he had to write in, what do you think you're going to get on this? Now, I've forgotten whether Mike said 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. I've forgotten which, whatever it was.
He changed it every 10 minutes. Anyway.
He said what?
He changed it every 10 minutes anyway.
Well, that's true too, yes. But what it approximated, it came out to about 8.46 or something like that when you average them all out. But in any case, he made a declaration and he had to sign it. He's saying that conditions were optimal for him being tested. So then we asked Linda to come into the library, and we gave her the instructions, ball of ping pong ball, or bag of ping pong balls, and we had a video camera on it. So she would choose the ping pong ball, show it to the camera, return it to the bag, shake the bag up, then go over to the cup, place it in, put the lid back on, and then move each one of the cups slightly, just to make sure that it hadn't established its spot there and might be recognized as having not been near the little speck on the marble or something like that. And then she would leave the library from the opposite door and call out, ready, and then Mike and I could walk inside. This is the perfect double-blind test. I didn't know where it was. Only Linda knew where it was, and she was out of the library altogether with the doors closed. And Mike, of course, didn't know where it was. He really didn't know where it was. So then he would go through his thing, the whole business, and he would call out for the video camera, number 3, or whatever he had decided. Is number 3 the spot that you've chosen? Yes, number 3. All right. Linda, she'd come in. We start with number 1. We'd take the lids off each and every one of them, plainly showing with the camera, the inside. If it was in number 3 or whatever it was, we'd show, oh, it's in number so-and-so. That went on the list. Wrong. Or right, one or the other. Well, chances of him being successful in the 20 trials that he ran there, when he had 10 cups to choose from, 2 out of 20 would be expected by chance alone, and maybe 1 down, a couple up maybe, you don't know. At the end of the test, he had done 20 trials. He got 2 correct. Bang on. Exactly what you would expect by chance alone. And he looked at it and he scratched his head, and Linda left at that point, probably to go down the hall and giggle a bit, I don't know. But it was what I had expected, and now I had to handle the problem of what he was going to come up with. Now, he had already said that he wasn't going to make any excuses, that it was optimum, etc., etc. But then what he did, he offered excuses. He said, oh, now I see what it is. I said, what? He said, it's encyclopedia here. Why the encyclopedia? Well, that's because there's gold stamping, you see, on the encyclopedia. And I said, no, Mike, that's actually magnesium bronze. Or